Hello world, it is I, Michael of Michael's Memento, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about I have no idea, but tune in for whatever reason. So, yeah.
Hello world, it is I, Michael's Memento, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my first time ever attending a meetup. I attended a meetup for the very first time this past Wednesday, and I figured I'd do a video of my experience, I suppose, and talk about it, and kind of, I guess, openly just do like a self-inquiry maybe. Um, yeah, I've been a member, signed up on meetup.com for like, I don't know, 11 years, 10 years, and finally decided or actually went to a meetup in person. For those who don't know what meetup.com is, it's pretty much a social media platform for like hosting and organizing in person and virtual gatherings, meetups, events for like people and communities with like similar interests and hobbies. It's kind of like having like a club, I suppose, to like regularly attend or up in the air attend kind of a thing. So they have meetups for like hiking, walking, running, dancing, knitting, probably. I don't know. I know there's meetups for like D&D groups and meetups for like card games and board games and all that jazz. Um, so I decided to go to one, and this one actually took place in person. I try to stay away from the virtual ones because I think I get enough of that, just for me anyway. So yeah, I mean, been on Meetup since June 2013, um, and finally decided to. And I guess like in the past, I was just either too afraid or the meetup either fell through and the whole either group disbanded or whatnot, or the person who's headed the meetup decided to like part ways or whatnot. I don't know. Many reasons to why in the past I just never did, and maybe my life just happened and I just forgot about it. So these past, I guess, months or maybe even a year, this past year, I had my eye on this meetup that I wanted to tend to, and I actually brought up to my therapist when I was going through DBT. Like, hey, this meetup's kind of on my radar, and I do plan on attending. Hopefully, there were a few months where I was like, I really want to go to, but then I actually just never did. So I suppose after the holidays went by, I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually make this like a goal. I need to go do it, despite what my body's telling me and what my brain is telling me. And I went, and it was this past Wednesday, and it turned out pretty decent or pretty good. And I don't give myself a whole lot of credit of actually getting myself to go to. There were many reasons of not going, and I knew that I was aware of it. And like for instance, like a reason of it's like late, and I don't like being out late, and especially being late out in a city and having to like walk around and get to places. And now that it gets dark really quick, since we're in the month of January and it's cold out there too. But that's just besides the point. Um, there were just a lot of reasons of like to stop myself from going, and I suppose I just look past that and just focus on, okay, let me go meet people actually in person and talk to people. Um, and yeah, it went well, and there are parts of me that I'm like dissecting after days since the event, um, and just me being scared before and during, being scared and just like worried as well about, are people gonna like me? Will people listen to what I have to say? And worrying about social cues, like, oh, is this person getting bored of the things I'm talking about? Are they just not interested? I don't know. Can't read their body language because I don't want to jump to conclusion or I don't want to assume. So it's kind of difficult for me to read the cues, so to speak. Um, but anyways, um, when I got there, it was I was like the first one there. It was like the two organizers that evening that I ended up talking to just about how I found the meetup and asking questions about themselves and like how did they get here and whatnot. And it was just very scary. Just thinking about you know talking to people. Is my voice loud enough that they can hear me? Am I articulating okay? Are they gonna laugh about, the way I say something or the way I look? I don't know. Um, and also I always it gets I don't know awkward when you first talk to someone and you're like, oh, okay, I'm talking to this one person. This is the only person I ever want to talk to. Okay, no one else. Talk to them. And I kind of felt like that at first, like, oh, I'm talking to this person and I'm like comfortable talking to them. And like, I don't know, I guess the whole like meetup in a way is to meet different people, not just one person. That's it. So I tried to push myself to just go talk to, I don't know, other people. What technically I only really talked to maybe like four different people, maybe that really took the time to like either listen and ask questions between the two of us. Um, so just for like an example of like putting myself out there, I suppose is like when I got done or talking to someone, I ended up I saw like two people that I who seemed to be approachable from my end, and I just went up to them and then stood in front of them and just waved and they ended up introducing themselves and one decided to leave. I don't know if maybe that person had to go somewhere or whatever. And I kind of felt bad, like, oh, did I like do something? I don't know. Or do I just seem uninteresting? I have no idea. So I at the time I'm that's something I am dissecting days after, but like at the time, in the moment, I enjoyed my conversation with that person. That ended up just me and them talking, and learned a lot about them, and uh, they asked questions about me as well, which was it was nice to get that. Uh, what's the term? Reciprocated back to me. So I appreciate that, and I try to be genuine when I'm like interested in another person. They were sharing things, and I was just like I don't know, giving off like physical reactions, like "Whoa, that's like great," or "That's awesome," or just try to talk with my hands, show some kind of other form of reaction, and not just be like a robot and just be like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." But like make a face and whatnot. So hopefully that was perceived like as a good indicator for them to be like, oh, this person's like into me or whatever, or wants to know more or wants is like comfortable to like be kind of I guess authentic in a way and be in that moment and enjoy each other's company, which was very heartwarming, I suppose, and one thing led to another, and they decided to ask me and another person, like, "Hey, you want to like grab something to eat afterwards?" Because usually people grab something to eat after the meetup, and I was like, I could have said no, but like, and that's what my mind wanted to tell me. It was like, but you know what? I was just like, I made it this far, might as well, kind of thing, I guess. So I agreed and ended up inviting other people just so like it's open. Whoever wants to come along, which was really cool. So there are only a few of us that ended up actually going, and it was just nice and talked about a little bit about video games, talked about like what kind of things we like to do, when we're not doing something. And it was just like kind of felt just like I don't know, early days of my life were just being around a bunch of I don't know, friends at the time and just I don't know, just talking about whatever. And that was just it was just nice. It was it was good to be seen and heard. At least I felt heard. Uh, and I know myself right now. I am aware that I am like dissecting it and analyzing. Like, did I say the right thing? Oh, did this come off weird? And it's kind of challenging for me to steer away from that line of thinking. I suppose. And maybe it's also normal because that's just what happens after interaction. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is there to say. I know some of us, we exchanged contact information and whatnot. I really didn't really expect it to go that well, but it turned out pretty well. There was quite a bit of people, and maybe I want to say maybe over 20, maybe not. It was definitely less than 10 people, or more than 10 people. Excuse me. Which was scary. And then like I noticed that I sensed the fear. I felt the fear being there in the venue, or so to speak, and just looking at other people. I'm just like, it's scary. And then when you see like groups of people talking, it's like, how do you put yourself out there and just be like, hi, my name is and blah blah blah. And I feel more comfortable just for me, just to like talk to like just be nice to talk uh on one, but like I think my limit would probably be 3 people. Um so yeah. Anyways, I guess I just wanted to share that as my experience for attending a meetup for the very first time. If you're, I don't know, if you're scared, I would just say just do it, um, and see where it goes. I mean, you kind of have to go opposite of like how you feel and see for yourself. Again, there's just a million reasons not to do something. So, for me, I am going to try to make it out for the next one. And I hope either one to meet, more new people and hopefully connect with more people, like in terms of just like a human level, like, oh, do we share the same hobbies? Do we share the same interests? Um, are they willing to like, exchange contact information and then either one meet out of the meetup or just talk outside the meetup? Um, so we'll see. It's still going to be scary. I know that. I guess less scary this time around. For next month, anyways. So yeah, and I was just in the position where like, these people are like smarter than me, and I don't belong here. So there's that, that feeling of just not belonging, and I struggle a lot with that, just feeling like I belong somewhere. So trying to find or meet the people that will support that feeling of like, oh, dude, you belong here. You're all right, man. You're cool. Blah blah blah. Um, it's going to be a journey, and I know at some point I'm going to be exhausted, trying, and then I'm going to notice that from DBT, the fatalistic mind is like, what's the point? Don't know. But keep chugging along. So yeah, that is my experience for attending my first meetup ever. And if you've been on Meetup as long as I have and have not gone to a Meetup in person, I encourage you to, you know, just go out, meet people, talk to people, ask questions. It's scary, and it's just great when someone also reciprocates that energy and starts to ask questions and just seems genuinely interested in each other. So I think that's great. So anyways, guys, like the video, dislike the video, unlike, subscribe, unsubscribe, do all those things. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.